There are ways for you to take an early withdrawal from a retirement account, but will taking that money now cost you more later? Jim Lineweaver is here with timely advice. Jim is a certified financial planner professional with the Lineweaver Financial Group. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now we're talking about employer-sponsored retirement plans in this particular segment, right?
Yes, we are. So what ends up happening is a lot of people aren't aware of this, and you always want to check with your HR to see if this is a provision in your plan. But a lot of times this would be a non-hardship withdrawal where you can actually transfer money from your 401k to a self-directed IRA, and a lot of times you're not going to get hit with taxes on that.
Even while you're still working?
You can still be working. So what ends up happening is a lot of the plans say either age 55 or 59 and a half. And if you're greater than one of those two ages, just depending on how your plan's structured, you might be eligible for this special option on your 401k.
Okay, well, if you don't have like a really important financial need, why would you do this?
Well, a lot of times what ends up happening is if you look at your options in your 401k, you may have 10 or 15 things to pick from. You don't have a whole universe. And sometimes people do that because they don't want to make it too complicated either. So there's a good and bad.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
If you're not good at managing money, this is not an option for you. You're going to definitely want to seek professional help then. But what ends up happening is, as opposed to maybe just being stuck with mutual funds, if you roll it to a self-directed IRA, you might be able to put stocks or individual bonds, hold them to maturity, not go through interest rate swings, a lot of different investment options that you might not have in your current 401k.
Okay, well that sounds like a good thing. So can you take all of your money out and just roll it all over into a new plan?
Well, this also depends on your individual plan. It's all based on that adoption agreement of how the 401k or retirement plan was structured. But a lot of times you can take maybe just the vested portion. Sometimes you can maybe only take over what you contributed to the plan, not employer matching or contribution money. So it really just depends on your individual plan. But usually, if it's an option, look and see how much you can take, and then that portion, whatever it is, could be rolled over to a self-directed IRA.
Okay. So do we have to worry about taxes if we decide to roll over to an IRA?
Well, if you do it correctly, no. So you got to be careful.
So this is something to listen for.
This is to listen for. Yeah, I don't like to, pay your fair share, but not a dime more than you have to. What happens is, if you roll that over to a self-directed IRA, not a Roth IRA, not take the money directly yourself, then you should avoid the tax and postpone that until you physically take money out of the IRA down the road.
That sounds all great. So there's got to be a downside, though. What's the downside?
Well, there is. So let's say somebody's just in their midlife crisis. You don't want somebody just taking this money and going buy a sports car or a new boat or something like that. Because the problem is, a lot of people, and according to a Fidelity study that was released recently, the average balance in retirement plans is only about $24,000. And for those people age 55 or over, it's only around $65,000. So there's not a lot of money there. So you really got to be careful. I'd hate for you to rob from this and just do something wrong with it and then destroy your retirement. So you really got to be careful with this. And also, when you're looking at this, it's great to seek other professional advice to make sure you're doing the right thing and dotting your I's and crossing your T's.
Okay. And I think, too, aren't younger people tapping into their retirement plans when they really shouldn't be? More
than ever before. So what ends up happening is the IRS just released some numbers, and they said back in 2011, so a little slow on getting us the data, but needless to say, they said $57 billion were taken out in early distributions, and people paid a $5.7 billion in penalties back in 2011.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it's a huge problem. People are accessing it way too often, so this could be another provision that they don't have to get hit with all these penalties and things.
All right, so great information. This is about a non-hardship in-service withdrawal from your employer-sponsored retirement plan. It could be a good thing if you roll the money over into an IRA that could make you even more money. Not sure if it's right for you? Give Jim a call. His number's next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or click to www.lineweaver.net. Next.